You don't listen, do you? I don't think you ever really hear me. You just ask the same questions every week. How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts. But you don't listen anyway. I said, for my whole life, I didn't know if I even really existed. But I do. And people are starting to notice.
How's it going, my friend? Today's video is going to be about our boy John, the long-awaited John video. I know, video is really late, but better late than never. In today's video, we're going to be talking about John and why I think would be best to end his story. To quickly summarize for anybody that doesn't know, John is a character from Unordinary. He grew up in a society where people have powers, and if you don't have any, you're basically considered to be a cripple, lower class, all that, you know. 2 years before the start of the series, he develops his ability. Up until then, he just didn't have an ability. He was just bullied, like we will see at the start of the series. He worked his way up and became the king of the school. So the way it works is that once you get to a certain level of power, it's usually that, okay, there's the low tiers, mid tiers, high tiers, and above them are the royals. Royals obviously being like the kings, the queens, the jacks, etc. So whoever the strongest is calls the shot. However, because of his violent actions, he was basically turned on by his friends, resulting in him getting expelled and him getting taken in by the government. Psychological scars will ensue. So John's ability is to copy and amplify other people's abilities. So with this in mind, his character end and arc should reflect this.
Why don't you be the monster? Why don't you be the monster?
It's not like I didn't want to be the monster. It's because the game itself just felt so incredibly one-sided and unfair. Heroes and Monsters is just a game of pretend based on kids' TV shows. Everyone's free to choose what role they play. But me, I was friendless, always with a dark cloud above. Everyone knew who the hero was going to be. I didn't stand a chance in hell. Naturally, there was no scenario where the monster would ever win. I was always the loser. The popular kid always beats up the little guy that no one likes. That's just the way the world works. Screw justice. And screw evil, too. I'm gonna be killed simply because that's what everyone else wants? It's not fair. I can't stand it. It pisses me off. All I want is to make them understand.
What I think would be John's perfect end in this context would be a Joker-esque story. I'm really referring to the 2019 Joker more so when I'm referencing the Joker. I will be referencing just the Joker's general idea, but what I'm mainly going to be referencing is the 2019 Joker. To go against a society that never accepted him nor recognized him. I think this Joker as a character works to expose the hypocrisy in people who think they are pure when in fact they aren't. Such as Harvey Dent being turned into Two-Face. When they're pushed and just have one bad day, they become what they think of as evil, obviously paralleling his own origin, where he just had one bad day, and that's all it took. Just one bad day.
Do you believe human beings have hearts? No, they don't. They have souls, but souls aren't hearts. I'm the only person in this world who knows the soul's composition. After all, I change the shape of other creatures by making contact with them. All emotions are the result of the soul's metabolism. They're far too mechanical to call hearts. People place too much value on things they can't see. I can see them, and souls are no more special than physical bodies. They're just there. Do you understand? There's no value or importance to life. Life just continues its cycle, same as the waters of the world. That's true for both you and me. Our lives are meaningless and have no value. And that's why we can do anything we want. We're free to live our lives however we please. Don't let yourself get trapped by some ideal concept of indifference. There's no need for consistency in living your life. Just as you eat when you get hungry, so it is that if you hate someone, you can simply kill them. I'll sanction you fully.
So the reason I think it would be perfect in the context of John is that John's been ostracized, and for not a good reason as well. Just think about being shunned just because you broke your leg. You were born blind, now you're shunned by everybody. You don't have an arm, so you're just discriminated against. Obviously, I think it's pretty blatant that we all can agree, we all can sympathize with John, with the situation that he is in, but that is to say that just the society itself is broken. From my knowledge of the current state of the plot, it seemed like the author went into a direction going with mental health, which goes with the idea for some godforsaken reason that my boy John is wrong. But do just watch my video that I did make a long time ago about John being right. If you do want me to tackle a video where I just talk about changes to Unordinary, which would more align with what was written and what wasn't just what it seems to be changed as an afterthought, do like, comment, subscribe. You know, that's what helps the content flow. So the philosophy of John is akin to a pain from Naruto. It borrows some elements from it. Understanding through suffering is a way to describe it. I think it doubles down on the idea that makes it a perfect end for John, since I think this is the most realistic.
He cried for me. I was his enemy, yet still he cried for me. And he called me his friend, even though we had battled. He saved me. We were on different sides, but we were both Jinchuriki. Between those who have experienced the same pain, there can be no hate! There are no enemies here now, because each one of us bears the pain of having been hurt by the Akatsuki. Now there is only Shinobi.
If the idea presented is that John is going through trauma, including episodes where he lashes out with a background of being understanding of sufferance, then the chance of him being able to deal with it isn't even the best. Like, it is very commonly known that many people do die to suicide. Many people do die to just situations in which they do think that they've just been pushed to the edge, that they have no other options, that this is like the easiest way, this is the best solution. So, especially since the game that's being played is unfair for him, given the context of John actually being correct. So, how do I think this could be written? First, an acknowledgement from authority in the plot that John is in a lose-lose situation. He cannot ruin the way he wants. The other royals don't like him. Like, that's just is how it is. People don't like you. Like, even if you have the best intentions, even if you have all this good going for you, all these good intentions, all these things that are working, just because somebody doesn't like you, all these things can just blow in the wind.
You heard what I said and then called me a liar. Now you refuse to believe what I've shared. Your mind may not want to accept these revelations, but inside you there's a voice saying, accept it, it's the truth. Soon you'll know. Time will help. I feel sorry about your confusion, but this world's never really been about truth or lies. In this world, there's only one thing that's worth knowing: hard facts. Despite this universal truth, people misguidedly choose to only accept the facts that appeal to their way of thinking. They're so limited, they can only accept the truths that are comfortable for them. So, this is simply about wanting to hang on to your personal power. Realizing things may not have been as we accepted them to be unsettles us. It's overwhelming.
Are you absolutely sure that you know the truth?
So, instead of saying a quote-unquote hero, I think it would be better for John to become a villain or an anti-hero, be it his own or he starts it by joining somebody else. Like, I don't think it particularly matters. I think the story of a man going against his own society just by his own, I think that is a much more interesting direction to go in than what the author did ultimately go with. I don't think it was written correctly. I don't think it is how she intended it to be. So, yeah, I hope you did enjoy this little bit of John's Perfect End. I do enjoy making this content. I do love all of you. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will be out. I hope you enjoyed.
Key to love is also loving yourself. Now, love is a very complicated thing. Look at love like a game. Everything is a game. Look at love like a game. In order for your partner to respect you, you have to respect yourself. But in the same context, you also have to compromise for them. So it's a very complicated idea. I was disappointed because obviously no one will be able to compromise for me fully because I would give my all and put my all into things, and I would just never be compensated for the love I would give. So, as far as compromise, for one, don't put your pride in the fucking relationship. The shit doesn't work. It makes the shit harder than it needs to be. It makes it complicated. It makes everything hard. Do not put your ego in a relationship. Do not be afraid to blow up your lover's phone. It's the ones that are annoying that love you. It's the ones that will sit there and blow you up for hours and check on you 24/7 and annoy the fuck out of you that care. It's okay to be annoying. Don't try and publicize, I'd say publicize your love in the same context, like show people you're happy. But when you start showing people what you got going on in your personal life, that's when people feel the need to get involved, or people get in the middle and fuck everything up. Keep your relationship to yourself.